Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 7. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me this question: how does Godspeed know that Barry Allen is the Flash? Now, I actually thought that this was a very interesting question. So with that being said, I thought of doing a theory video in regards to how Godspeed knows the Flash's real identity. And since you guys seem to really enjoy my theory videos, I just chose to make this a separate video of it on its own, rather than just answering the question in the comment section. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. Okay, so throughout The Flash Season 6, we obviously had someone sending these various different Godspeed clones to go after our Scarlet Speedster. In total, we had 5 clones, I think it was. We had like 4 being mentioned, and then we had this new Godspeed. Now, we don't know their motivations completely. However, these Godspeed clones are being sent after the Flash to take his speed and get infinite velocity. But during the 6th season, after Barry defeats the last Godspeed in Season 6, Episode 18, we find out that that Godspeed clone says, "The one who sent me wants infinite velocity," which basically establishes this mystery going into Season 7 and why this person sending out Godspeed clones wants the Flash's speed. Now, one very interesting thing we saw in The Flash Season 6 was that not only does Godspeed know that Barry is the Flash, but also we see him storm into Star Labs as well while going after Barry. So this clearly means that Godspeed knows exactly where the Flash operates as well, since he is sending these Godspeed clones to go after him in these specific locations. Now, although these questions start to become confusing at the start, since we barely know anything about this Godspeed clone, and the real Godspeed is confirmed to be our main villain for Season 7, so we don't know how that is the case yet. However, we could speculate on things, and this is a theory that I have, which I think is pretty interesting. And the answer is actually pretty simple, and to do so, we will be going over the teasers that Eric Wallace has given us about Godspeed during DC Fandome and various other interviews as well. So we know that Godspeed is officially confirmed to be one of our main villains for The Flash Season 7 post the Mirror Master storyline. And this is what Eric Wallace says about Godspeed. "I don't like spoilers, but let's just say there's a certain speedster with a white costume whose clones kept showing up, and Team Flash had to deal with that, but we never caught the real guy or girl. But let's just say we might find out that mystery this season. Godspeed, unlike the Reverse Flash, has no emotional connection, supposedly, to the Flash." So the question is, why is Godspeed angry at the Flash? So this shows that we will be having some new Godspeed storylines to explore with Godspeed for the show that we haven't seen in the comics, in a way make up this sort of rivalry with the Flash and find out about his motivations. Because surely Godspeed's motivation, it just can't be that he wants infinite velocity. There's definitely something more to that. There should be more of a reason to why he's so obsessed with the Flash. And all these teasers just allude to the fact that Godspeed will have an emotional and personal connection to the Flash. As Eric Wallace does say, as I said before, Godspeed, unlike the Reverse Flash, has no emotional connection, and then he says supposedly. So clearly he's going to change up some Godspeed stuff from the comics and make him have this, like, emotional attachment to the Flash, which I think is very interesting. This is actually how Godspeed knows that Barry Allen is the Flash and that he operates in Star Labs. It's because the man behind the white suit, the man behind the mask, the original Godspeed, is actually someone we've seen before. Someone in which Barry has revealed his identity to and took them to Star Labs. And so this pretty much confirms that the real Godspeed won't be August Hart in the show, because we obviously haven't seen him around with Barry, but also the real Godspeed is someone who he had an emotional connection with before, to obviously build up that rivalry. And I know I've said this before, but there is literally one person that like straight away crosses into my head when you think about a villain who could possibly be Godspeed. So this is the person who I think is behind the white suit. So I don't know about you guys, but if you guys have seen my previous videos before, you guys would know that I always thought Godspeed would have been Eddie Thawne if they weren't going to do a Cobalt Blue story. And this would still be pretty interesting either way. Now I will actually mention why I think Eddie is Godspeed, but it does also fit the criteria that he knows Barry is the Flash, and also he does know that Barry operates in Star Labs. Not only that, but he does have this emotional attachment in a way, as he was so jealous of Barry in season 1. I will just reiterate about the Flash season 7 synopsis as well, because it does technically touch upon some emotional elements that could play out between Godspeed and the Flash. So we obviously know the Flash season 7 synopsis goes like, the Flash will ultimately defeat Mirror Master, but in doing so he'll unleash an even more powerful and devastating threat on Central City, one that threatens to tear his team, and then specifically says his marriage apart. So the fact that this synopsis touches upon an emotional and personal connection, which specifically ties into the marriage of both Barry and Iris and tearing it apart, who better to do so than Eddie Thawne? I literally cannot think of anyone else that has that type of a personal connection that will literally tear up the West Allen marriage. And also, not just that, but the Flash was basically praised by the things Eddie did. Eddie was literally one of the heroes of Central City during season 1, and despite that, the Flash was praised by being the real hero, and he literally took 100% credit to the public and was always the one remembered, and he even got like this award ceremony in season 2. But Eddie Thawne, in the other hand, he sacrificed himself to save the people he loved. But unlike the Flash, Eddie Thawne was forgotten about. So they would obviously explain how Eddie Thawne is alive and how he's given speed. They will obviously have to explain all of that, because I have no idea what they could do with that. But also the fact that this fraud basically took all the credit would anger Eddie. But worst of all, Barry took everything Eddie once had, including Iris West. So this would anger Eddie to a point where he gets so jealous it forces him to put on that specific white suit. He slowly starts taking his revenge. And it won't be too hard, because he already knows where to start. He knows Barry Allen is the Flash. He knows that he operates in Star Labs, and he even knows how he operates. And the way that the season 7 synopsis just ties in perfectly to what I'm saying right now just does allude to the fact that Eddie will potentially be Godspeed. So Eddie as Godspeed in return would slowly tear Team Flash apart, and then once that happens, he will slowly tear up the marriage of Barry and Iris, which wouldn't be that hard since Iris's mind would have been affected by the Mirrorverse at this point, since we know that the new structure will just be like a week's time rather than being like a couple of months time with Eric Wallace's new structure. So by the time the Mirror Master story is gone and then we have this new Godspeed storyline coming in, it's just going to be a couple of weeks or even a week. So Iris's mind would have definitely been warped by the Mirrorverse still at this point. So Eddie will literally, tear up Team Flash and tear up his marriage possibly, and then eventually isolate Barry and then slowly break him until he reveals his identity as Eddie Thawne, which would also be a very shocking identity reveal as well, which should be another great reason why Eddie Thawne should be Godspeed. So that could be a very interesting motivation to explore with Godspeed, and also would kind of explain, as I said before, how Godspeed knows that Barry Allen is the Flash. So could they potentially bring Eddie Thawne back and do this storyline? Who knows? Please let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this, because this is a very interesting theory that I was able to come up with on how Godspeed knows that Barry Allen is the Flash. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys think about this theory. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.